Thank you, Linda, and thank you, Jennifer. What a wonderful entry point into our time together today. And thank you to everyone who's joined us. Today's topic is preparing ourselves to serve congruently. And I'm going to share my screen so that you can see a PowerPoint. And I'm just going to present to you a little bit, and we'll have time to practice and to discuss and to integrate later on this morning. So here we go. All right. In today's meeting, I would like to focus on using your inner resources as a part of the preparation, and I'll go into more about what I mean by that. But first, I'd like to start with a quote, and this is actually from SIP training materials about the use of self. The use of self in the Satir model is often spoken about in conjunction with congruence. And the use of self is how we use ourselves, and the congruence is the what we do with it. And I'm introducing this way because I know that there's one or two people here who are very new to the Satir model, as well as there are people here who have had decades with the model. So throughout, I may explain terms or explain references so that everyone can feel connected to the topic. The use of self in therapy is the most powerful tool that the therapist has. When the therapist is congruent, he or she is in touch with the wisdom of universal life energy and can connect with the client at the level of his or her universal life energy. From that connection, infinite possibilities arise. And so there are a few specifically Satir terms, their use of self, congruence, and universal life energy. But I have a feeling from the reading and from the meditation, and as I go on in the presentation, if any of those terms are unclear, they will become more clear. So this is sort of an overview of the topic today. When we prepare ourselves to serve congruently, we want to have awareness of our body, our breath, our sensations. And Linda did that beautifully in the meditation today. And we also want to use awareness of our environment, the room that we find ourselves in, our immediate surroundings, the temperature, the light that we can see if there's a window or a reading lamp, any aromas or the lack of aromas. So we may want to have a very clear, clean space, or we might want to load that space with some beautiful aroma if that suits us. And that could be any type of scent that you enjoy or that you have in your environment to help relax or orient your visitors. And then we must always acknowledge and set aside temporarily our unfinished business by tending to ourselves, our feelings, and our thoughts. And we would like to, as a part of this process, also connect to hopes and wishes that we have for our client, but also for ourselves and for everyone that we serve. And it can be helpful to add in connecting to your sense of purpose, to the gratitude for your situation and your ability to help others, or gratitude for the gifts that you've received from mentors or teachers, and also connect to your sense of universal energy, which Linda also referred to so beautifully in how we can call on the energy of our bodies, and we can in that way experience our connection to universal energy. So let's break this down and go through it a bit more carefully. And for some reason, my PowerPoint is not advancing. This is interesting. Okay, so in preparing ourselves, how I usually begin is with physical awareness of my body. There's the physicality of how we are when we show up. We want to be grounded and present and centered inside ourselves. And some kind of connection with the body can be very, very helpful for this. Whether it's stretching or moving or standing or simply awareness or feeling the flow of energy in your body, being aware of your own aliveness is one wonderful way to prepare yourself to become congruent. And then we also have an emotional category to our experience. So we might want to evaluate our feeling state. Are you nervous? Are you tired? Are you preoccupied? Do you have something that you need to take care of? And then you can decide what you want to do with any current feelings based on something that just happened or something that's going on in your life or some unfinished business that you would like to do something with so that it doesn't interfere or intrude on the space between you and your client. So there are physical and emotional elements to congruence and preparation. And then there also are mental elements and aspects to our preparation. We want to have beliefs and perceptions and expectations of ourselves, our clients, and the process that are helpful and supportive. So one question is, can we focus our thinking on the client's resourcefulness and life energy rather than a particular challenge or a particular problem? And then what are our hopes and wishes for our client, and what are their hopes and wishes for themselves? So when we can orient our thinking by taking charge of the beliefs that are impacting us, our perceptions of what this exchange or interaction is going to be like, and what we expect of ourselves and of the other person or the process, then we are using our mental faculties to be able to prepare effectively. And then lastly, there's a spiritual aspect. So if we have in our congruence preparation a way to connect to our life energy or the energy of the universe, then we can maybe begin to meet our own yearnings. And we can help others meet their own yearnings. And these aspects of congruence, preparation, and connection with our clients on a spiritual level can be unspoken, but can be very, very powerful. So if we embrace any aspect of these 4 different parts, we will be addressing our congruence and our preparations in a very complete way. Most of you have seen the Satir personal iceberg metaphor, but I offer it here just for reference for people who are new to the model, and also something that you can use as a personal checklist when you're doing your own preparation. Our behavior refers to the things that we are saying, that we are doing, and this is our actions. And so when we can observe our own behavior and how we might be coping with certain stresses in our environment, we can be responsible for that, and we can make choices about that. And then there also are body sensations and feelings about feelings. And for me, often these are very closely intertwined. So when I become aware of the body sensations that I'm experiencing at the moment as I'm preparing, often they can help me get in touch with feelings that might be under the surface, or feelings about feelings that I might want to connect to or just simply acknowledge, so that then I can decide to either set them aside temporarily or do something for them or with them. And then in the lower part of the iceberg, below the waterline, there is all of our mental faculties, our perceptions, our beliefs, our expectations. And then at the very base of the iceberg, far down deep, our yearnings and our self or our life energy. And so here it's like the first section is sort of our physicality, and the physicality also connects in with our emotional preparation, and then our mental preparation and spiritual preparation. So when I view the iceberg this way, I'm able to utilize it as a tool for myself to take inventory about how am I in this moment, and is there anything that I would like to amplify or pay attention to or do something with. And then, because a lot of the work that I do embraces our physical body and how much wisdom is in our physical body. I wanted to add a little bit today about how the body can contribute to congruence. And the first way that I use my body when I'm preparing, and it may be different for you, but I usually, when I'm standing, I might stretch or I might move as I prepare myself, or I might just pay attention to settling into my body and being in a very comfortable position so that I don't have body discomfort that could be distracting to me. I can be aware of my body sensations and energy, and this can tune me in if there's any unfinished business or any emotions that I need to acknowledge. My body will often give me clues, whether it's a tightness or a fluttering or a heaviness or some other type of sensation, even a lightness or an expansion. It doesn't have to be negative. And then our body sensations can alert us to our own unfinished business. Then we can decide what to do. And while we're working, we can take note of our body sensations and we can monitor, and this can help us know if we are having responses to what's going on between us or with our client. So this can increase self-awareness. Our body can help us a lot. We can use awareness of our environment, and this can help us stay really connected to where we are and when we are. So time and place. I am here, I am in this moment, I am in this space, and I may have some things that are supportive to me in the space. Many people have quotes that they hang on the wall, or they might have artwork that is enigmatic or that is representative of some feelings or thoughts or some images that might be provocative, and that might help you anchor into things that you have decided to include purposely in your environment in the past. You may have plants or flowers to remind you that the space is alive, and even the tending to the plants or to the flowers may be a part of your practice of connection and your practice of preparation. Elements of comfort, like the blanket in this photograph, it's an element of comfort, and that can be reassuring, even if it's a very subliminal image that someone has, is, oh, there's a place that I can get warm if I need to. Textures and shapes. You may love circles. You may find diamonds stimulating. You may have things of different shapes and sizes that are stimulating to you, or that help you move energy in your space the way you want to. Or natural elements such as the coral, which might be a souvenir from a trip. Heavens to Betsy, hope you didn't deplete the coral, but but that's just a reference of some people might have a stone or a piece of driftwood or something from nature that means something to you and can help you ground and prepare yourself in your own space. And sometimes we might lose congruence when we're working temporarily, even if it's for a split second. We might get distracted by a noise in our environment or outside of our environment, or we might have a reaction to something that is said, or we might have thoughts stimulated as something sparks a memory for us, or we recall an experience of our own. And then what do we do? So we can notice these things if they occur. And these are food for thought. Since our topic is on preparation, I wanted to give you some food for thought questions for later. Which of these might happen for you most often? How do you know that it's happening? How do you become self-aware? And then what do you choose to do with it? How do you deal with it? How do you call yourself back? How do you refocus? Because it's a very wonderful skill to be able to have an active internal life and consistently be able to pull yourself back very, very quickly and focus and center and remain centered even as you become stimulated from the environment internally or externally. But mainly our topic today is about preparing ourselves. And some of the elements of preparation may become also the elements of how you call yourself back if you encounter distractions. So this slide we've seen before, but I wanted to recap that we physically can include our body and its energy, grounding and centering in the way that we have learned to do or the way that we choose to do. We can be aware emotionally of what might be going on for us. And these could be positive emotions, excitement, hopefulness, stimulation about curiosity, what's going to happen with our client, and then our own personal emotions. And then also some element of mental preparation, just aligning yourself with perceptions or expectations or beliefs about therapy or about interactions with others or about ourself and our role. When we can focus on some aspects in this mental realm that direct us in a positive direction, then we can use our thoughts, our perceptions, our beliefs, and expectations to help prepare us for the best possible interaction we could have. And then spiritually, this may be something that you choose to do first, or it may be something that you choose to do last. The order of these steps does not matter. It can be whatever you choose, wherever you have the most leverage to be able to access your positively directional life energy is where you can begin. So you may want to connect to your life energy, the energy of nature or the universe, immediately as you begin, and then follow with the mental, emotional, and physical. And this can be done in any order that fits for you. And then meeting your own yearnings and helping others meet their yearnings. If that is a focus, then your work will go immediately directly to the center of their being and to yours. So I would like to do a very, very brief experiential exercise with you. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's see, my cursor has gone invisible. There we go, I think. Noops. I'm sorry. I am trying to stop sharing and instead, I hit escape. That's it. I'm on a Macintosh. Okay, escape. Thank you very much. And stop share. Great. Very good. Elizabeth is aware of a headache. Awareness. So you get to choose what to do to take care of yourself. And whatever you need to do is just fine. So experientially, if we were to practice this a little bit, I'm going to invite you to either do it in your own fashion, in your own order, or participate with me in the exercise that I will lead you with. But how I would like to begin today is to just have you look around your environment where you're sitting right now and find something in your environment that is supportive to you, something that might spark a positive memory or create a sense of hope, or something that supports you, that makes you know that you have comfort at your fingertips. It could be your box of tissues that are there whenever you need them dependably. It could be a souvenir of something that reminds you of a happy time, or it could be something else that you could reach for. Perhaps you might have a picture of Virginia Satir in your office that could be supportive to you when you look at her photograph. And so you might have something in your own environment that reminds you of who you are, reminds you that you are resourced and that you are well. And I invite you, if you feel it fits for you, to close your eyes now as we go inside a little bit, if that's a fit for you. If not, you're welcome to let your eyes remain open. And as you bring your awareness more into your body, you can observe if there are sensations that you're experiencing, or if there are feelings of energy moving or energy stuck, or some part of your body that's getting your attention. And then you can decide to take a moment right now and respond to that, whatever's getting your attention. It could be that you have a sense of energy moving in your legs, or you could touch your hands, your palms down on your thigh muscles, and have a recollection of the beautiful experience that we had when Linda led us with the meditation. And you could begin to feel a sense of energy in your legs. And this could remind you, you are alive, you are grounded, you are present in your lower body. Or you may have an area of symptom. And if you do have an area of symptom, you may want to touch that part and just acknowledge it. Simply acknowledging that this part is hurting right now, or this part feels tense right now, or this part feels tight right now. Wherever it is for you that you might want to acknowledge and respond to, and just tend to yourself for a few seconds. And you can notice what happens when you simply tend to yourself and acknowledge what the energy is doing in your body, or what the physical sensations might be telling you in your body. And I'll give you a few seconds to connect with yourself through your own physical body awareness. And then you can continue with that if you like, or we can dip into the spiritual aspect. And if your eyes are closed, perhaps you might see an image that reminds you of some image or some color or something that reminds you that we are all connected or interconnected with each other. You may have a sense of your work where you have touched many, many people in the past, and you will touch many, many more people in the future. And perhaps that helps you connect and tie into a sense of your own legacy that you are building and leaving every day, or the purpose for which you have been brought into this body, into this lifetime, which may have to do with your work, or the purpose may have to do with every aspect of your life or certain aspects of your life. It doesn't really matter which, but in some way, hopefully we can express our purpose for being. And this might remind you of some hopes that you have, some wishes that you would like to express for your clients, but also for yourself, and for dear friends, loved ones, or family. Things that everyone is entitled to having met at some point in their life. And these may be the yearnings that we all share. It could be yearnings for connection, or to experience love, or peace, or validation. And your wishes for those yearnings to be met for yourself and for others, you can send out like a prayer, or like an exhalation of smoke that diffuses into the environment. And then as you let those wishes and those hopes expand around you, you can then orient to your thoughts and beliefs, your expectations. What would you like to expect of yourself as you go through your workday today, or as you interact with others that you might meet? What would you like to expect of yourself? How would you like to be? I would like to. I could. Sometimes expectations can be harsh, like I should or I ought to. But what if we open those expectations to I could, or it's possible that I can choose, I may. And then your beliefs. What are some positively oriented beliefs that you hold about yourself and about your clients or friends or loved ones? Some beliefs that you would like to have in the essence, in their essential human nature. And then in this moment, how are you perceiving yourself? What are you experiencing right now? And that what are you experiencing right now can be a bridge back to your physical body in this time, in this place, in this environment where you find yourself. And as you ground into your physical body and observe your state as you are in this moment, I invite you, when you're ready, to gently open your eyes and notice the beautiful beings in front of you. Wonderful. And I thank you for joining me in that experience. So I would like to share my screen briefly just for one slide, and I'd like to hear from you about what are you experiencing right now? And if you could, can you share one word in the chat box? About what are you experiencing right now? Thank you, Mary. Calm and connection. I repeat them for the recording, for those that aren't able to join us today. Gratitude, softening and a little tired. Numerous possibilities. Inner peace, hopeful, gratitude, peaceful, peace and calm. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'd like you to share about what are you hearing today? How do you normally prepare yourself? And is there something you would like to add to your self-preparation